Hi, my name is Sinead Cronin, and this is my project called 404 Human Connection Not Found, and it's about reframing cybersecurity training through a human centered perspective. This project focuses on staff experiences after a major breach at the university, looking at trust, emotion, and engagement. At the beginning, I assumed low engagement was simply a UX issue, so I thought maybe the platform was outdated or clunky. So my assumption was if we improved the interface and visuals, staff would engage more. I thought the problem was usability and not people. After my initial assumptions, I wanted to understand the issues more deeply. So I carried out 6 interviews with staff across the university, and I also interviewed the cybersecurity lead. From the cybersecurity lead's perspective, the focus was on protecting the institution, so managing compliance, rolling out training platforms, and containing technical risk. Engagement was seen as a completion number. From staff, I heard about the emotional impact of the breach, frustration and anxiety, and even helplessness. They described training as generic, irrelevant, and not connected to their daily tools or risks. When you put these perspectives together, what emerged wasn't conflict, but miscommunication. The university's intentions didn't always translate into meaningful staff experiences, and the gap became the real heart of the problem. So, to address this challenge, I ran a co design workshop. So, the idea was simple to bring in cybersecurity professionals and researchers, show them the findings from staff, and together design better ways forward. This wasn't about staff versus cybersecurity, it was about collaboration. Experts helped interpret staff experiences, and we co created possible solutions. The activities included empathy mapping, brain dumps, reframing challenges with how might we questions, and group brainstorming. So, here are the artifacts from the co design workshop. And from the workshop, 3 strong themes emerged. So, the first is build trust through clear, transparent communication. The second was make training role specific and relevant to daily tools. And then lastly, clarify and support shared responsibility so staff know exactly what to do. So, using the workshop insights, I developed 3 design recommendations that could be prototyped and tested. So, there is followed. So, first we have the breach case study module, so showing how an incident unfolded and how it affected both work and personal lives. Then have CPD credits, cybersecurity framed as professional development with credits and recognition to motivate engagement. And lastly, role based training. So, practical tool specific guidance, for example, Teams or OneDrive, tailored to the needs of different staff roles across the university. So, I then created static prototypes to visualize these recommendations that I'll take you through. So, firstly, we have the breach case study. So, we have the module flow here. So, part 1, how the breach unfolded. So, it just gives a really quick recap in plain English with no technical jargon of how the breach unfolded. Part 2 is how the breach can impact your personal data. And then part 3, how we can learn from this to avoid it happening again. So, as you can see here, it just gives an unfolding of how the breach happened. So, it started with an email, malware spreads, impact across campus, and the human impact. And then part 2, to personalize it for staff, how the breach can impact your personal data to really emphasize it. So, the case study shows how a breach can follow them home with stolen passwords, risking identity theft, fraud, and leaked personal data on the dark web. So the second is CPD credits. So this is your cybersecurity CPD dashboard. So you can track your progress and earn credits. 1 hour of active learning equals 1 CPD credit. So credits can be logged and evidenced to employers and professional bodies. So the progress overview for the year. So this is 6 out of 10 CPD credits earned. As you can see, you have your recent activities of the ones that you've completed. You can view all your earned credits. You also have upcoming opportunities to earn more CPD credits. So role-based tool training, password manager setup, social engineering webinar, and you also have a certificate export option. So you can submit credits to HR or a CPD log, or you can download the CPD record on PDF. And then lastly is the role-based tool training. So in this case, the role, you are a lecturer, and the task you are dealt with is managing permissions in shared folders. So it just gives you a really simplified step-by-step plain English short way on how to do this. And not only that, but you get why this matters to you as a lecturer. So from a university standpoint, so it protects student privacy, but also from your own personal protection. So safeguard your own works, contracts, payslips, um, and all that. So then backing up and recovering files. In part 2, you will learn how to securely back up teaching materials and recover files if something goes wrong. So now on to why this matters. So it restores trust. So after the breach, staff told me they felt in the dark. Clear plain English updates and short what happened / what to do next summaries rebuild confidence and show the institution is listening. So it protects people, it's role specific, so the tool-based training protects both university data and staff's own data. When work passwords are stolen, personal accounts can be targeted too. So making risks concrete to each role changes behavior. And then lastly, it shifts culture. So by linking learning to CPD credits and everyday workflows, cybersecurity stops being a kind of tick the box exercise and becomes a shared normal habit. So noticing, reporting early, and acting consistently. That's how these prototypes reduce risk and improve day-to-day confidence. And then for future steps, what I propose. So I would like to pilot the prototypes, so test the 3 design concepts. So the case study module, the role-based training, the CPD credit integration with small staff groups. I then would want to refine with feedback, so collect reactions from participants and staff to improve clarity, usability, and relevance before scaling. And then the iterative development. So continue to co-design cycles with staff and cybersecurity teams to gradually shape practical, trusted solutions. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.